Bridgestone presents the Champ Car World Series, powered by Ford. We're at Road America in Elkhart Lake, Wisconsin, getting ready for a restart. Wednesday nights on Speed, the premiere of the all-new Shooting Cars, the hottest cars in the hottest movies. How did they get those pictures? Find out with the premiere of Shooting Cars, Wednesday night at 8 Eastern, 7 Pacific, only here on Speed. I'm Rick Benjamin, Derek Daly's alongside, riding with Justin Wilson in the CDW car, number 9 for the Roost Sport team, and restart third, trying to keep the championship fight alive to Australia next month. Bruno Junqueira started 10th. He leads due to pit strategy. He won here in 2001, his first ever Champ Car win. Now here's what happened to Andrew Ranger. This is after they retrieved him from the kitty litter and restarted him. Whoops, trouble. Lost part of the wing on the left front side.
He'd already lost the right side right there, and he just made a pit stop under yellow. They put a new nose cone on.
Green flag.
And they said, leg it, man, get going.
20 to go at Road America to settle things. It's Junqueira, Philippe, Wilson, Allmendinger, Bourdais, and Tracy.
Remember earlier on I told you Junqueira in the morning warm-up on full race conditions similar to this was the fastest man on the racetrack. I think he can run to the front here.
Unhappy with his qualifying effort, they got caught out because of the rain both days. Had to start way back in the field today in 16th outside the 8th row. Philippe has used that very early pit stop to go to the head of the line, deep in the field. That is Oriol Serbia.
Attacking Tracy.
Locks up the brakes. And Serbia gets by.
Oh, man, and gets it sideways. Again, you try and pass Tracy. He will take you absolutely to the limit.
So Serbia now is 6th. Tracy shuffled back to 7th. And Junqueira, knowing that he can just throw caution to the winds, put it to the mat, use all the fuel, starting to pull away.
And remember, he's a little bit lighter. He's about 2 to 3 laps worth of fuel lighter than the rest of the field. So if he can build a little bit of a cushion here, the next pit stop will not be to his detriment because he may not have to fill it fully anyway, Cameron.
Well, I was just told that Oriol using the push to pass as well as he can there. And I also wanted to mention Oriol earlier was complaining of spongy brakes, but that problem has solved itself. As you can see, definitely the brake's not a problem now.
Well, Cosworth power to pass will be a factor here. Bruno Junqueira has saved a lot of his extra 50 horsepower. He's still got 37 seconds left. A.J. Allmendinger, Paul Tracy, they've used everything they've got, Derek. So Allmendinger, who's 4th on this restart, he won't have any power reserve to use to defend the position or take one. Junqueira, meantime, setting sail here.
Bruno Junqueira just did a...
Paul Tracy is off. Tracy has put the Index Forsyth 3 car into the gravel. He is buried gunnels deep. He will not be able to get that car out without some help. PT will probably need some help indeed, and there will be a full course yellow because of that incident, because he is not in a safe area.
Well. Paul Tracy off the road. Let's have a look. Canada corner. Fastest part of the racetrack. Can't quite see what happened, whether he got involved with somebody, whether he was trying to take the position back from Serbia. Is there something, a little bit of damage on that wheel on the rim? Does that look as if he makes contact with somebody?
Yep, sure does look bent. And remember, it was just a few moments ago that Serbia got by him on that restart, and he locked up the brakes going downhill to 5.
See the way this is plowed here like a farmer's field, designed to absorb.
Contact with Dan Clark, perhaps, we're told. Let's have a look.
I don't know. I'm not sure. Skips sideways. Gravel doing what it's supposed to do. See all the furrows that they put in it right here, trying to absorb the energy of a racing car leaving the road at such high speed. Now, this crane...
Hey, Derek, just came over the radio. Neil asked him if there had been any contact. Tracy's answer, none.
That's an unusual answer for him.
Well, that rim does look bent. Maybe he bent it when he went up over the curbing there. That's a possibility, too. Under caution for the 5th time today. 19 laps to go, and this could jumble the fuel strategy yet one more time before we get to the checkered flag.
They need to get Tracy out of there before this pace car gets down the end of this straight, because they need to keep him on the same lap. So if I think I just heard him go. Was that?
Did sound like.
Yeah, it did. No, not yet.
So
they got to start him before the pace car comes around. That's what he needs, or else he goes a lap down.
Champ Car safety
they
team
realize
will give him
that.
the tow.
Good for you, boys. They're helping him all they can here. Get back in the truck quick.
At the exit of Canada Corner.
Where's the field? The
By the
field
way,
coming
guys,
down here.
Remember when you said that was a strange answer for Paul?
Yeah.
The actual note that I got, the answer was none. They got no answer back.
Oh,
so
none.
my apologies.
Not necessarily no contact, just no answer.
You were right on the money. That wasn't his typical answer.
Okay, so they got him running. I don't think he can make a stop and stay on the same lap, so he's got to run all the way around here and hope that it stays yellow. Where is he? Oh, yeah, he's gone. He's down the front straight here. Yeah, stayed out. Does not want to make a pit stop. There he is right there. He's got to catch to the back of the field before he even considers making a pit stop if he needs any work done.
Now, Paul Tracy trying to come around. Haven't gotten word yet whether pit road is open or not for him if he needs to. And now we're told pit road is open, so he would be able to come in without penalty. Let's have a look at our Mazda power play. Let's recap for you what happened in the Champ Car Atlantic Championship earlier today, powered by Mazda. Big scramble off the start. Simon Pagenaud trying to move up. Contact. Richard Philippe taken out early. Rafael Matos was the leader. James Hinchcliffe on the move as well. Here's Hinchcliffe and Matos side by side. Hinchcliffe got to the point, and immediately after that, Graham Rahal, who was trying to take the championship and the $2 million prize, no fire in the hole. The Gale car done early. Hinchcliffe, meantime, punted Simon Pagenaud going down into a corner. Pagenaud taken out with a puncture there, but he wins the championship anyway. This is the winning move. Jonathan Bomarito getting by Rafael Matos, his first career Champ Car Atlantic win. Pagenaud collects the big prize. Championship honors will be handed out tonight at the Champ Car Atlantic Championship banquet, powered by Mazda. Yokohama ending its involvement as the tire supplier for the series as of today's event.
So Walker Racing's Team Australia Atlantic team formed just for this year and come away as champions.
Back the Brinks truck up, baby. $2 million.
$2 million for Pagenaud to help his Champ Car career to continue in the family Champ Car Atlantic Series or the Champ Car Big Leagues. And he'll tell you he left France to come here specifically to try and win that $2 million for the sake of his career.
Field coming around behind the safety car. There'll be a restart next time by. Just a reminder that if you miss any of today's event and want to see it again, the Champ Car repeat is Wednesday the 27th, noon Eastern on Speed. Paul Tracy to a stop.
So be ready to go. Don't go till I tell you.
Now you can hear Neil Mickelwright coaching him right now. Short stop. They got fuel, a little bit of fuel and tires, and he's off.
Now we've had 5 full course yellows. This is before the opening of the third pit window, which we expected to come at lap 37. So he needs another caution to help him get home without having to stop again. Again, the Champ Car reprise coming up Wednesday at noon Eastern here on Speed. That is September 27th. If you want to see the action one more time. Field lining up behind the safety car, ready for a restart.
So we know Bruno has the speed. We know Philippe has enough speed to stay ahead of Wilson. And Allmendinger is frustrated that he can't get ahead of Wilson. Jan?
With John Zazanikis, who momentarily you'll give the call to Bruno about green, but you got to be thrilled with your pit strategy.
Yes, we've been doing very well, and we hope that we can hang on to this. But we're going to have to make one more stop. We'll see what takes place, but so far we're looking good.
Car okay after the contact?
Yes.
All right, get back on the radio. Again, this is a blind start, and each of these engineers and team managers get on the radio to be sure the timing is perfect on the restarts.
Yeah, TZ with Carl Haas, more than 20 years, the most experienced team here, but they can feel confident. Bruno has the speed here.
Now, there were reports earlier after that turn 1 incident. He had some side pod damage on that car, but the car was working fine. Didn't have to repair it. Up the hill, ready to go green once again. There'll be 17 laps to go, and he's on the button.
And Nelson Philippe has none left, nor does Wilson. Oh, Bruno is running away with that extra Cosworth horsepower.
Junquera, Philippe, and Wilson.
You see AJ?
Allmendinger wanted to try to steal third from his former teammate Wilson there, going down into 1, couldn't get the job done. Bourdais back in 5th.
Bourdais needs to be careful, needs the points. Would like to wrap the championship up here, but I don't think he'll take a banzai move to try and make a point here. Let it play out a little bit.
Dominguez, who'd been up in the top 5 earlier in his first drive for Rocket Sports, making a pit stop. 13th on the restart. One more look at the championship battle as things currently stand with 17 to go. If we finish this way with Bourdais back in 5th, the title fight remains alive when we go to Australia the weekend of October 21st and 22nd. And you'll see the coverage here on Speed. Bourdais 5th in car number 1. 2 seconds behind the leader when they restarted, trying to get up and challenge Allmendinger.
Allmendinger right here in the blue and white Forsythe car is on the faster of the Bridgestone Reds. Bourdais, the championship leader right behind him, is on the regular black sidewall Bridgestones, but his car has been so good during this race. I'm not sure Bourdais is going to be any slower than Allmendinger.
Bourdais has 20 seconds of power to pass time left. A move behind him. That was Dan Clark trying to get back by Servia. Couldn't get it done. Allmendinger has no power to pass time remaining to defend that spot. So Bourdais may have a shot here if he gets a good run off the final corner.
Well, see the way they use the curb out here? Man, whenever you give any racing driver a little bit of extra room, he'll drive all the way off the track to use it because it can carry more speed through the apex and off the corner and up the hill.
Here comes Allmendinger. He takes a look on Wilson and cannot get it done down to the inside. He's been trying there at the end of the front stretch.
But you know what? He thinks he can. There's the red Bridgestones on Wilson's also, so we know they're on the same tires. Allmendinger, he's been so successful since he left this Rue Sports team. He'd love to make a point here by passing Justin Wilson.
Wilson has 3 seconds of power to pass time remaining. The extra 50 horsepower with a button on the wheel, that's enough. When he hits that, he'll get a full 10 seconds, so he can defend once against Allmendinger.
He's good in the brake zones, Allmendinger is. He's very good down the hill to turn 5.
Sebastian Bourdais going for his 3rd consecutive Champ Car World Series title in the Vanderbilt Cup again. Before we got started here today, we had a chance to visit with the 2-time series champ to ask him about the title fight this weekend.
For sure, it would be great to win the championship here. For all the families of the crew members are here, and the headquarters of McDonald's is just pretty much down the road. So it would be awesome. But if we can win this race, we'll win this race.
Well, Sebastian Bourdais all smiles at that moment. At the moment, I'm sure he's frustrated sitting 5th, Derek, as the laps wind down. 15 to go next time by.
Look at this absolutely spectacular setting down between the trees at Elkhart Lake, and a line of champ cars doing 190 miles an hour here, trying to settle the championship and settle this race with Bruno still running away from this pack.
This is the kind of racetrack these cars were made for.
Oh, and the drivers love these type of racetracks. Up this big hill. Television doesn't do this justice here. This is like climbing a mountain up that front straight.
Great run for Nelson Philippe in 2nd, 3 seconds behind Junqueira. Here's the battle. 2nd, 3rd, 4th is Allmendinger, 5th is Bourdais. Junqueira just has taken off. What kind of a confidence booster is this for Bruno Junqueira?
This might be the little kick he needs to prove to himself, I can still do this. Remember, Graham Rahal tested his car in Sebring just last week. Went very, very well. Some people think Graham Rahal, Bobby's son, who's only 17 years old, is being lined up to potentially fill that seat that Bruno has right now. Bourdais has a little look down the inside of Allmendinger.
Servia's right there with him in 6th. Bourdais has got to be careful because Servia's got power to pass time left. Bourdais only has 8 seconds left. Servia has 18 seconds left as we watch Junqueira add to his lead.
Bruno is 4.5 seconds behind the leader. Remember, he has more fuel than Allmendinger and maybe Wilson, and certainly than Philippe, because they stopped earlier. So he knows that he's going to vault himself to the front even if he never makes a pass. But he can't let Bruno get too far ahead, or else he may not catch Bruno after that next stop.
And we've had so many cautions now, 5 full course yellows. One more caution could certainly jumble this thing up one more time in the final 15 laps. A.J. Allmendinger, 4th on the racetrack. We asked him before the start about the championship fight.
Ultimately it comes down to that no matter if the championship's over or not, we're still fighting for 2nd in the championship, and we want to go out there and win every race for the last of the season. So, the championship was never in my mind, really, because I knew it was going to be so difficult to catch them. And, it's still going to be done. You never know what can happen, but my main focus has been ever since I joined Forsythe, and that's go out there and win every race that we're in.
Well, his focus was sharp there. He snuck by Justin Wilson and took over third. So A.J. Allmendinger being held up perhaps by his former teammate in the CDW9 car. Allmendinger to third now, and he will set sail, see if he can catch Nelson Philippe. One more look.
Oh, this is again front straight, dives out from under the rear wing. Speed 180 miles an hour. Oh, big fake down the inside. In the brake zone, manages to pull it off. Wilson on board now with Justin Wilson. He can see him coming. Wilson can see this. Oh, he's coming like a freight train. Wilson has no argument against this.
Now, did Allmendinger turn left on purpose there?
You want me to be truthful?
Of course I do.
I think he wanted to just, squeeze him and make a point.
Just make him lift a little.
Allmendinger onto the podium. Lost his rear inside man. John Fricker broke his arm in a motorcycle testing session.
How about
Gateway.
Servia? Look at Servia pressuring Bourdais here, Derek, for fifth.
Oh, this is getting more interesting as this thing unfolds. No love lost here. Servia coming up behind. Bourdais can see him, realizes he doesn't want to get stuck behind Wilson. Saw what AJ just did.
Fourth, fifth, and sixth.
The more these runs go on, Wilson's car seems to fade compared to the others. We saw it at the last race in Montreal, particularly when we were on board. Begins to lose that all-important traction coming off the corners. Denver was the very same thing as we went on board with Wilson. You could just hear the wheel spin.
Justin Wilson fourth, Bourdais fifth, Charles Wolfsman stopping. Remember, he ran up front early today after starting third. Servia in sixth position in front of Clark Tagliani. Catherine Legg runs ninth in that Warriors in pink PKV car. Charles Wolfsman was 10th when he stopped. Now we're just inside the pit window, and here's Tracy rolling the dice from 12th. He's going to stop the 3 car now as we take a look at Wilson, who leads all drivers in terms of completing laps, which is key. Consistency very important in the championship fight. One of the reasons why, with just one victory, he's tied for second in the title fight with 13 laps to go. Tracy gets tires and fuel. He is down and away, and the rest of the leaders have to make their final stop. This could put PT in the catbird seat. We're hearing that Bruno Junqueira will stop in 2 more laps with 12, make it 11 laps to go. This is going to be very interesting.
Bourdais' battle, I think, is with Junqueira. It's not really with Philippe or Allmendinger or Wilson. I think fuel strategy will play out in Bourdais' favor with those 3, but it's Junqueira. How quickly can Junqueira get in, get filled, and get out? And how will it cycle when Bourdais uses all the fuel he currently has? How far can he go? That will, I think, determine the outcome of what's going on here.
And then, of course, if there's another caution, that could throw everything out the window.
All bets are off.
Up the front straightaway one more time. About to put lap number 40 on the board here today. Nelson Philippe on pit road. He was running up in the top in second spot. Philippe to pit road. He, of course, on a different strategy. He was the first of what we would consider the faster cars to stop today on Bekas.
And he's going to take advantage of this opening of the final pit window.
You're doing a super job. Grab a drink.
That's Vince Kramer again. They're always trying to pump you up during the pit stops. Nice quick stop for Nelson Philippe.
Let's go. You're clear. You're clear.
That's it, getting them pumped up. Go, go! Obviously got lots of wheel spin, heating the tires, then the team trying to get them pumped up to close that gap.
Bruno Junqueira with a 5.3 second lead. Philippe gave up second to make that early stop. That will take him home here today. He's got a problem. He's got a tire problem. They didn't get the left rear on tight enough. The wheel nut came off the left rear.
He's done. He's done.
Philippe is finished.
He's finished. It looks like it's being held on by the little safety clip that they put on.
Set up, please.
There's a little safety clip that stops the lap coming off all the way. But basically, Nelson Philippe's challenge is over with.
Unbelievable.
You cannot win these races or run for the podium when you make mistakes like that.
We've talked about how the CT-HVM team has gotten better and better and better. There it is. The left rear comes off Nelson Philippe's car. That will be a full course yellow, I suspect. And that will jumble the show one more time. Tire comes off. Philippe trying to limp around on 3 wheels. I doubt if he'll make it. We're still green.
You know what?
I don't know. Maybe not. Bruno Junqueira pitting meantime.
You might ask.
The 2 cars on pit road. The race leader is stopping.
So it's this wheel right here, the left rear. We know the nuts come loose. We know the safety clip is holding the nut on, but there's just too much strain when he gets down here and the wheel comes off. Yeah.
And Derek, the leader's on pit road. Dan Clark is on his way in, but Bruno Junqueira got his service, has the black sidewall of Bridgestone. There's a quick stop. He got all the fuel he wants, and there goes Justin Wilson. There goes Serbia. Looks like he maintained the spot, and there has not been a pit stop for Bourdais. He stayed out.
Okay, so how far can Bourdais go? How far can he go? Does he have enough fuel? I don't think he does.
I wouldn't think so. I mean, the window opened at 37. We're at lap 40 now. He hasn't stopped in a while. Bourdais stays out there, stays on the gas. I'm surprised that we're still green. I would have thought with the wheel coming off, and it looks as though Bourdais will stay out at this point. I would have thought that Wilson, or rather the incident with Philippe and the wheel coming off, would have brought out a yellow. The wheel's in a safe zone, we're told. I can't imagine that Philippe can get that car around on 3 wheels, but so far he's doing it. There you see him crabbing slowly around, going laps down to the leaders, but keeping the green flag out.
And the thing that they're all working for, if you're wondering why all of a sudden the big mix-up, is that just like you, the team saw what happened with the wheel and thought it would go full course yellow. They tried to get into the pits before it went full course yellow, because if you do that, that's a big advantage. The moment that Sébastien Bourdais' team decided they weren't going full course, they left him out. That's the right call right now, as long as they don't put out the pace car.
Well, can you imagine the damage being done to this side of Philippe's car? I mean, you can see that it's still driving that outside wheel. It's actually driving the brake disc. Allmendinger
on pit road last time today. Black tires and fuel.
Okay, way to go. Okay, watch your speed on the way out. Watch your speed all the way down. Stay driver's right.
Bourdais has to absolutely run like a rabbit right now to try and build up a lead if he's to make a pit stop.
28 laps the last time he stopped, so he's got to stop before the checkered flag as Tagliani comes off pit road.
But now when he's light on fuel, they're banking that he can run faster than everybody else, build enough of a cushion that when he does come in, he won't lose the lead. Wow.
So Sébastien Bourdais goes back to the lead, but it may be a temporary condition because he will have one more stop to make all of this happening, because the wheel came off of Nelson Philippe's car as he was trying to race back to the front. Catherine Legge at the moment third behind A.J. Allmendinger. Wild one here at Road America. We'll be back. Bridgestone presents the Champ Car World Series, powered by Ford. 12th race of 2006. We're at the Champ Car Grand Prix of Road America at Elkhart Lake, Wisconsin. Publish your final chance to enter. This week, as the grand prize winner will be selected in the Champ Car Live Fast Sweepstakes. All correct entries during the season are eligible. One lucky Champ Car fan joins us in Mexico City for the season finale to win that brand new Ford Mustang GT. Tune in, of course, to the Grand Prix of Australia, Sunday, October 22nd, 2 o'clock Eastern on Speed. Find out who wins the Champ Car Live Fast Grand Prize. Our code word this week is Sebastian. CampCar.ws, the website. Log on and enter. You still have a chance. Catherine Legge's final stop of the day. The Bell Micro PKV Warriors in Pink 20 car. Cameron.
You can see the big tire donut on the side of the car. Mark Johnson, the team manager for PKV Racing, was extremely excited, to say the very least, that a yellow did not come out when Nelson Philippe's tire came off. They really believed that that was going to be an advantage to them. Very upset right now.
But at the front of the field, Sébastien Bourdais is running qualifying type laps, trying to get away as Catherine gets this thing out on cold tires. Meanwhile, further up the road, Bourdais is running qualifying type laps, trying to build a gap to Allmendinger and Junqueira, because Catherine Legge and Jan Halen will come in. He is currently 31 seconds ahead of Allmendinger, and the brilliance of our pit reporter Jan Beekes does not believe that's enough yet. So Bourdais is absolutely flying at the head of the field, but a good run here for Catherine also.
Third of the Restaurants Rookie of the Year standings, 117 points coming in. Now, it looks as though she will finish a good bit ahead of Will Power. She'll gain some ground Speedy Dan Clark, the other driver in contention, who sat on the pole here this weekend, shown 8th right now. He is on the lead lap, 45 seconds behind. With all the pit stops and the different pit strategies, things have been jumbled again. Bourdais is headed down pit road. Final stop of the day, Jan. He's got 8 laps, make it 7 to go. Here he comes.
And the most important thing, I didn't think that 31 seconds was quite enough. You lose 25 seconds.
Straight out, right on the mark, Sebastian. Look for Normie.
25 seconds in the pits plus your stop. That means he needs to have a 6-second stop or less unless he had a fast in-lap. Here we go.
And the key is, where's Junqueira and Allmendinger as this unfolds?
4, 5, 6, 7. Just over 7 seconds. It's going to be close. The team is cheering. But let's look on the course.
Here's Allmendinger. Here he is. This is the fight. And Junqueira's right there.
Bourdais gets out in front of Allmendinger and Junqueira, so it appears that they have pulled it off.
Wow. Now, can they all run flat out mistake-free to the close of this race, or does anybody have anything from Bourdais? I don't know. Allmendinger knows he's on cold tires. Here he comes. Here comes AJ. The big moment. Turn 5.
For the lead on the inside.
He's got him. He's got him.
Allmendinger goes by Bourdais.
Man.
Allmendinger stopped 3 laps earlier. He might be a little lighter on fuel. Catherine Legge came back out in 6th. A very impressive run for her here today at Road America.
And you might wonder, how did that happen with the speed we saw Bourdais have? It is because he's on cold tires. Cold tires are not
Here comes Bruno. Junqueira wants 2nd.
This is the hurry down. Slowest corner on the racetrack. 2nd gear. Cold tires has cost Bourdais dearly here, and Jan said earlier he wasn't sure he had enough time. That proves it. He got out ahead of him, but he didn't have enough time to get the tires warm enough to withstand this challenge.
6 laps to go.
That is one of the things the drivers have been saying today on a very, very cool day. One of the coolest days that we've had for Champ Car races, and that is the byproduct. They say it takes much longer to get the tires up to temperature and up to pressure.
And it's given us a great race here. Allmendinger, just a classic move in the brake zone. Down in turn 5, was actually past him so easily. And you can imagine what Bourdais' crew, led by Craig Hampson right here, the engineer, frustrated that they didn't quite pull it off.
So Allmendinger is the leader, gunning for his 5th win of the year. Will Power making his final stop of the day. There's the gap back to Bruno Junqueira in 2nd. Best news of the day for Allmendinger was when Junqueira got by Bourdais. Now he's got some cushion there, and Allmendinger will keep the championship fight alive, Derek. He needed to have Bourdais, or Bourdais needed to gain 7 points on Allmendinger with a 70-point lead leaving here. It does not look as though it will happen today for Sebastian Bourdais. Power to pass time from the Cosworth Ford folks. Left side of your screen. Halen's got a lot. Power's got quite a bit. Junqueira's got a good bit of power to pass time left. 23 seconds. Bruno really hasn't used much yet. Allmendinger has burned up all of his. Bourdais has 1 burst left. 8 seconds remaining in the McDonald's car number 1.
Well, the fastest man on the warm-up was Junkie. Bruno Junqueira. I don't know in the next 5 or 6 laps whether he can run down Allmendinger. It looks to me as if Allmendinger is in control right now.
Allmendinger has the 1 pole this season, but the 4 wins, the big stat since he joined Forsyth Championship Racing. And this will solidify at least 2nd in the championship for him, because Justin Wilson is mired back and forth, 6 seconds back, and the CDW9 car just hasn't really shown any speed to get up and contend for the win here today. For 6th, Catherine Legge and Dan Clark, and they've had quite an interesting battle this year. They tangled a couple of times early in the season at Houston and at Monterrey, Mexico. They put that behind them. Great day for Catherine Legge. Dan Clark wants to salvage. Huge crash. Huge crash. Oh, no. Huge incident. Huge incident.
It's Catherine.
Is it Catherine Legge's car? The PKV car number 20. Lots of shrapnel on the racetrack. Full course yellow. Huge crash. The safety team from Champ Car quickly on the scene.
And this is the flat-out kink right before Kettle Bottoms. It is the white knuckle area of this racetrack.
Quickly to the tub of the car, which is upside down. We're told it is Catherine Legge in the Warriors in pink Bell Micro PKV car number 20. They are quickly on the scene in full course yellow with 5 laps to go, and you see the bodywork there.
She slammed the wall here on the outside, and the car immediately mounted the fence and began to roll in a sickening, violent series of rolls.
All right, 5 laps to go. A.J. Allmendinger is the leader. We will be back at Road America. Back at Road America, the Champ Car Grand Prix of Road America. We are under yellow with 5 laps to go for a violent wreck involving Catherine Legg in the PKV car number 20. It seemed to be a single car incident, Derek, as she was at speed on the backside of the racetrack.
It is the fastest corner here at Elkhart Lake, known as the Kink. It is a flat-out blinder. Watch up here.
She's already off the track.
She left the track, and then the car cleared up into the fence. Now, what's the engine? Breaks off of the car. That's the engine right here.
And the tub dispelling some of the energy. The wheels coming off.
The best thing for a racing driver in a crash is that the bits begin to break off the racing car. You are held in the carbon fiber tub, which is the cocoon, which is your safety net, if you like. But that was a violent accident to Catherine Legg on the fastest corner on this racetrack.
Red flag is going to be displayed next time by. The Champ Car Pace Car team is out on the course in front of race leader A.J. Allmendinger. It looks as though Alex Tagliani has suffered a cut tire. Derek, drivers were scattering, going through the debris down there on the backside. J.D. Wilbur in the flag stand, waving the red here today at Road America. So Tagliani brings the 15 car in. They will put a new tire inside rear on that car. Allmendinger, Junqueira, Bourdais, Wilson, Servia, the top 5. Catherine was up in the mix there on that restart. She was by herself and just got off track. And if you put a wheel off in the grass, it will just suck the car off the racetrack in some cases.
Yeah, hard to tell from that picture what happened, but it looked like whatever happened, it was she was by herself. That is about 160 mile an hour, maybe 165 miles an hour at that kink.
So a frightening moment here at Road America, the biggest racetrack the series visits, and certainly one of the fastest. Now we are told that Champ Car, after the field is stopped under the red, there will be a cleanup, and we will finish this one under green. Now, of course, there's a 2-hour time limit here today. We did not think that would come into play. We're told 6 minutes or 4 laps will be the distance that will continue here. There are 4 laps to go, and if they count this lap under, as the red has already been displayed, there would be 3 to go, but it depends on a decision really from race control whether this lap will count as a caution lap, even though the red was shown by J.D. Wilbur last time by. So the field will be stopped. We will finish under green, we are told, after the cleanup takes place. And there will be 3 remaining. We're told this lap will be scored. And there will be 3 laps or 6 minutes when we go green once again.
Accident happened right after this kink, long kink here. The reason why it's so fast down there is they accelerate so much down through this kink. This is a 4th gear balance corner up to 5th gear. And this is a downhill. It accelerates all the way. The kink for the very brave in qualifying can be flat in racing conditions, but have a look here. This is from our high camera. Catherine is right here. And you can see she's not by her. She is by herself.
Piece leaving the car, perhaps. The front wing came off.
No, I think it's the rear wing.
The rear wing?
I think the rear wing flap right here came off Catherine's car.
Wow.
Oh, that's what happened. So she turns in. Wow. Here it is right here. Catherine turns in. She's now helpless. There's the car, begins to get away. Look at this. The back slides. She's absolutely helpless at about 165 miles an hour. Broken rear wing, and then she slams backwards, wow, into the concrete wall, and then the car just absolutely disintegrated.
Very tense moments here at Road America. And you can see clearly there that a wing came off the 20 car, and that just caused her to lose the rear end of the race car and put her into the concrete barrier.
And the wing that came off, it's right back here. It's a flap that's on the back side of the rear wing.
And the field will be brought onto pit road under the red flag, so the cleanup here can take place. A.J. Allmendinger is the race leader. Teams bringing battery carts to their cars to get them restarted, and there's the piece of wing that left the Bell Micro car, and that loss of rear downforce would be the culprit.
Once you lose, these cars are so finely balanced. When they move these wings by half a degree to get the right balance, when you lose that wing end plate, for all intents and purposes, you lose the downforce on the back of the car, and the car can do nothing but fly off the road. Jan?
And Derek, of course, Alex Tagliani came onto pit road, so we have a car to look at. And here is this two-element wing. This is the main element you were speaking about. Here is the element that I assume you're talking about came off. I didn't get to see the replay.
That's it.
But certainly, if this element somehow left, you're exactly right. There is essentially no downforce on this once you lose the flap. No way our driver could control it.
So Tagliani on pit road getting a tire as work continues to clean up that portion of the racetrack where Catherine Legg had one of the most violent wrecks of the season in the Warriors in pink car. One more look.
Here's Catherine right here, pink car. There's the wing. Comes off the car. Flies through the air. Flies through the air. Catherine is now a passenger in a car that has no control. 160 miles an hour, she loses control and just suffers one of the most violent impacts I think I have seen for many years.
Nothing you can do about it. There's no good place to have that happen, but at that point, the car's in a corner and you're on the gas. Catherine Legg being transported in the ambulance, and we are hopeful that the news will be good. Field is stopped on pit road. There will be 3 laps to go. We will restart. A.J. Allmendinger will have the restart pole at Road America. And we welcome you back to Road America at Elkhart Lake, Wisconsin, the Champ Car Grand Prix of Road America, 12th race of 2006. We are red flagged with a couple of laps to go here today because of a violent one-car wreck involving rookie Catherine Legg and the PKV Bell Micro car number 20 carrying that special Warriors in pink paint scheme today. And Catherine Legg has proven herself a warrior here. That problem at high speed in that kink, as you call it, Derek, that right-hander, she was on the throttle. The rear wing evidently had a problem. The cross plate came off, one of the two elements, and you have no downforce. And the rest of the car being brought in on the hook. The car came apart. And as you mentioned, that's part of the safety design of these cars, to dissipate energy in a wreck.
Dissipating energy is a friend of the driver in a violent impact like that. The worse the accident looks, the better it is for the driver. Because the more pieces you can break off a car, including the engine or the gearbox or the side pods, the more energy you dissipate. That energy would potentially go into the driver otherwise.
All right, Jan Beekes, what do you have for us downstairs?
What I have the president of Champ Car, Steve Johnson, who was just at the back of the ambulance when they unloaded Catherine Legg. I'm not asking you for a medical update, but what did you see?
Well, Catherine gave me a smile and gave me a thumbs up when she went by, so that's a good sign. Just our prayers are with her and her family, and hopefully everything's okay.
That's fantastic. We'll wait for the official medical update. Thank you, Steve.
Sure.
You know what? In a situation like this, I don't really care about the medical update.
Yeah.
Just to hear that news alone,
Sure.
after seeing such an accident, they are warm words.
You've been through some of these yourself. At breakfast today, we were talking about your incident at Michigan way back in the 80s.
And you never know, as safe as you think drivers are inside these carbon fiber monocoques, the danger is whether your head hits something during the accident. Something breaks off the car, hits the driver in the head.
Yeah.
The unknowns of the accident are what can cause the problem. But to just hear that she smiled and gave Steve the thumbs up, I cannot tell you how heartwarming it is to hear that when you see the destruction down here at the kink after that such a violent accident.
Well, we want to certainly compliment the Champ Car safety team. They are the best in the business. They've been at it a long time. They have a lot of support within the community, and they were on the scene almost as soon as the car came to a stop. getting to Catherine. One more look.
Have a look at this again. The wing flies off right here. There it is. There goes the wing. There it is over here. Now she's a passenger, 160 miles an hour, and backs it into the concrete wall.
One more look here. Different angle this time.
Another angle. Wing is already gone as she goes through the kink, and then the carnage.
And you know, Derek, I saw something there.
And here's the big one. Here's the big one. She's backwards, hits the wall, car goes straight in the air. Engine and gearbox break off right there. There's the engine and gearbox breaking off. And now the roll. She is inside this piece of the car here that is rolling down the racetrack, hanging on. And that's where the engine goes. The engine and gearbox is on the back. You can see smashed off the racing car.
Side pod did what it was supposed to do. It collapsed there and took up a lot of that energy as she hit the wall. Now, the interesting thing, if we could see that again, and I'm sure we will, it looked as though there was more than one piece of wing that came off as she went down through. Might have hit the 14 car of Dan Clark. Still under red. We'll be back at Road America. Bridgestone presents the Champ Car World Series powered by Ford. Our coverage today being brought to you by Ford. Bold moves. They happen every day. And by Bridgestone Tires. Passion for excellence. And we welcome you back to Elkhart Lake, Wisconsin on a crisp fall Sunday afternoon. Road America Champ Car returns for the Champ Car Grand Prix of Road America. 12th race of the 2006 season. And a chance for Sebastian Bourdais to clinch his third consecutive Champ Car World Series crown here this weekend. But the teams are already looking ahead to 2007. Brand new Champ Car will take to the track, the Panos DP01. It'll lead us to some great new venues next year. 2007 will be a bellwether year for the Champ Car World Series. All of this began back July 29th in San Jose. The brand new Panos DP01 was unveiled to the public for the very first time. Since then, Roberto Moreno has driven the car through 2,200 miles of testing, mostly at Sebring. The car has been terrific. It makes its public debut here this weekend. All of this leads up to the next racing season. We're calling it Awesome April. 3 events for the Champ Car World Series to begin 2007. A brand new event April 8th on the streets of Las Vegas. Back to Long Beach for the traditional Grand Prix of Long Beach. Then Houston for the second consecutive year around Reliance Stadium. Get your tickets now for what will be an awesome April for the Champ Car World Series. Well, this weekend here at Elkhart Lake, we have been privileged to see the Panos DP01, the brand new Champ Car, in action in public for the first time. Roberto Moreno here this weekend to steer that car. This was in the rain a couple of days ago, but the car was also used to pace the field here today. At full cry, it is a great-looking race car, and we look forward to seeing it in competition. These teams will get their hands on the car after the conclusion of this season for preseason testing, and then we'll be ready to go racing next spring. Under a red flag because of the incident involving Catherine Lake's car, some fence damage on the backside, repairs are going on, and Jan, the drivers have a chance to get out of the cars. We're told it'll be a couple of minutes delay here before we get going again.
Well, we have some good news. Look at this. Just as you came to me, Catherine Lake, on her own power, comes out. I had just been given the medical update that, in fact, she was awake and alert with no complaints. And obviously, that confirms it, and they're going to keep her here for observation. Fantastic news here at the medical center.
Best news of the season to see Catherine Legg walk out of there.
And that was her dad, Derek, who just walked out of the backside of your shot, Jan. He comes here from England every race to see his daughter, Catherine. Boy, he got a shocker today, but boy, it's hard. Is that hard to believe?
It's hard to believe.
I mean, does it show you how safe Champ Cars are these days? And I think it's ironic that you mentioned the Champ Car safety team as being the best in the business. This week, let's go have a look at, just because we saw Catherine smiling, we don't mind just showing this again, because this is the scariest moment, I think, of the season. There is the flap off her rear wing that comes off at about 160 miles an hour, and she just absolutely wallops the wall backwards. The car climbs the fence immediately and begins to roll. But here's the big one. She hits it so hard. Look how high the car goes. Breaks the engine and gearbox off, and she comes out to smile. Boy, Kevin Diamond right here, our PR representative, he has reason to smile too. But it's ironic you mention.
There's a look at some of what's left of the Warriors. Now, here's an idea. She needs to autograph some of those pieces and put them in the online auction.
Oh,
from the
man.
Susan G. Komen Breast Cancer Foundation.
I absolutely agree with that. I think it's ironic that this season, this weekend, there's a book called Rapid Response available right here at Elkhart Lake, written by Dr. Steve Alvey, the former head of Champ Car's safety team. And unfortunately, I am a feature in the book.
Yeah.
But Rapid Response, all about the Champ Car safety team, and well worth a read.
Great news indeed that everything is well with Catherine Legg. Cameron Steele?
Well, everybody was down here. A small round of applause from Foresight and everybody knowing that Catherine Legg was all right. I'm now joined by Michael Cannon. We still have a race to race. I want to know about your setup and where you guys set. Is everything hunky-dory? I mean, is it as planned? Are you guys ready for this challenge from behind?
I guess we better. We better be. I mean, first of all, I got to say how impressed I am with Catherine. I mean, that's 180 miles an hour through there. Incredible hit. She's a pretty tough lady. I think it's apples for apples right now, with the exception of push to pass. We're all on black tires. We've all got similar fuel loads. Unfortunately, we've used up all our power to pass. The boys behind us have a couple seconds left, so we're going to have to get one heck of a restart.
So they'll be on the jump as fast as they can. Remember, Jan Beek is telling us that the engineers are key in that on the radio, giving him the information, so it will be partially up to Michael Cannon.
Jan Beekes. And we'll get to Jan in just a couple of moments. There are the drivers out of the cars. You see the 7 car, the Indeck Forsyth machine. That's the car of A.J. Allmendinger. And he is taking the opportunity while the repairs go on. Allmendinger with the 4 victories, 3 in a row. It all began on Father's Day weekend at Portland in his first drive for the Forsyth Championship Racing team. A huge surprise. Happiest guy in the place by far. And then after a day of wild action and carnage at Cleveland, Allmendinger came from behind to win 2 straight in that car number 7. A couple of weeks later at Toronto, could it happen again? Yes, a three-peat, the hat trick for Forsyth Championship Racing and A.J. Allmendinger. A few weeks elapsed at Denver. Again, great strategy, a fast race car and a driver at the top of his game. And Allmendinger captured his 4th win of the season and put himself into championship contention there. Montreal in the wet, where everyone thought, Derek, he might have an opportunity to really get himself back into the hunt. The car gave up early, and he failed to finish.
Mechanical failure, broken drive shaft while it was leading. Boy, this will be an interesting restart. There is AJ himself, goes over to have a look at the car. He has no push to pass. Everybody uses it on the uphill run at these restarts. He is potentially going to be in a bit of difficulty. Cameron, I see you right there.
Right here with A.J. Allmendinger. He's working on the wheel of the car. Not really sure what he's up to. I was trying to catch up with him for just a second. A.J. working with the crew and talking to him. A.J., what's going on right now?
Oh, nothing. We're just making sure she's going to start before the race begins here. So that'd be kind of embarrassing not to have the car start.
Yeah, that could be a little bit of a bummer. The good news, Catherine Legg, all right. The bad news is you have some hungry guys right behind you. The restart, always a challenge.
Yeah, and the Newman Haas guys are quick. You know, it takes my car a couple laps to get going. Once we get going, I found the spots around the racetrack that I can hold them off on, but no push to pass. It's going to be a tough one, but they may have to crash me to get around me.
Crash you to get around you. We know AJ is always going for it. Talk about when you stop here for this amount of time. I mean, you guys are warm, the cars are warm. What's the difference in the vehicle when you guys get going? I mean, it's a cold start, so to speak.
Yeah, it's gonna be difficult. I mean, for sure. I mean, when you have to go through something like this, it's usually probably the hardest on the guy leading the race because the guys behind him got nothing to lose. But you know, up to this point, it's been a great race for the whole Forsyth Championship Racing team. Honestly, at the start of this race, we had nothing to contend with. And we fought hard like we usually do, and we got the car pretty good. I don't know if it's the fastest car of the race, but, you know, like I said, they're going to have to work their butts off to get around me and maybe take some chances because I ain't going to give this up easy.
We definitely saw some great moves for you, so I'm going to head back here. Thank you very much, AJ, and we're going to head back to Jan Beekes, who is with Sebastian Bourdais.
And Sebastian Bourdais has decided to stay in the car to remain focused, and we'll try to get the microphone in there. First, I want to make sure, if you have not already heard, Catherine Legg is fine. They're talking to you on the radio? Okay. I want to just let you know, okay, wouldn't you know that right when we start to talk to him, they're talking to him from the pits. You hear me okay now? Sorry, Sebastian. First of all, have you been given the information that Catherine is okay? Therefore, I want to talk to you about this race so far and the strategy. It's kind of not, it worked in your way in one moment, but then with cold tires, they slipped by you.
Well, no, it's just we had, I think, a great strategy, but all the yellows played against us, and despite the fact that the Magnon's car seems to be quite the class of the field today, it doesn't seem like we're really going to do anything. First, because we have a less than stellar engine, and second, because now we're in P3, and we pretty much lost the lead to a lap car, so that was pretty hard to accept, but that's racing, and we'll give our best shot.
Now you say a less than stellar engine. Typically all the engines being done by Cosworth are very, very close. Is there something wrong with this one?
No, I think we're just getting a little old. It's getting close to 900 miles or something like that, so it's just the way it is. You've got to deal with mileage too.
And what is the mileage at the moment? Is it a case where you can now just go for it, or are you still saving fuel here with a few laps to go?
No, we're good. We're good to go on fuel.
All right, thank you, Sebastian. And what had happened there, guys, is they're speaking to him from the pit road because they have stopped these cars to where the pit boxes cannot see them. So you may have seen that Sebastian actually reached up and unplugged his radio so that we could have a quick conversation, because the team up on pit box didn't know that information.
Well, this is a situation that these teams probably don't have much experience with. Certainly a rare thing to have a red flag, but here's why, and the best news of all. Catherine Legge out of the medical unit, up and waving and smiling. Great news indeed.